What up, West Man? Dream a Dream motivates. Yep, it is our content party all week. We rocking with amazing entrepreneurs that are betting on themselves all day. We have been just chopping it up with some amazing people. Definitely learning some stuff. Shout out to the episode prior to this one. If you haven't seen that one, golly, definitely got to get to that one. But this one is one of my favorites because I always talk about health over wealth. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Entrepreneur Blueprint. Yep, I have another amazing entrepreneur. I love this story because she reminds me of the Rocky Balboa underdog coming through championship ring. She keeps on swinging, and she's definitely coachable, and I love her spirit. I met her on accident, but on purpose.
Always,
And we definitely are here now, and I appreciate her just kind of trusting Dream Media to kind of talk to her about her story, talk to us about how we can learn about our health. With no further ado, sis, go ahead and introduce yourself and who you are, what you got going on.
Yes, everyone. Thank you for having me again. My name is Sade Duarte, and I am the now owner of the Body Expectation 2.0.
Got
So,
it. I
thank
love
you.
it. I love it. And I got a little bit of the backstory. I didn't want to ruin our, because I want to hear it. I want to get the real reaction of how this came about as far as your business.
Yes.
But before we go there, talk to us about the back in the day, Sade. Was you a tomboy? Was you kind of wilding? Because we all got, we got a story. Who were you prior to the woman that you are now?
Oh, man. Back in the day, I was a little tomboy, a very shy person. I am the oldest of four from my mother's side. And on my father's side, there's six of us. Six of us, me including seven. So tomboy, grew up with a whole bunch of boys. Very rough, but also at the same time super girly. Kept it feminine. But when it was time to rumble, I was the one that they called and be like, "Hey, come beat this girl up for me." Yeah, I was kind of out there.
You was Debo.
But I was Debo.
With all the new snacks. Debo 2.0, that was so dope.
Yeah, but always, tough.
Yeah.
My mom is from Liberia.
I was about to ask you can you say that last name again?
Duarte.
Does that mean something? That's an amazing name.
Duarte actually is a Cuban. Because I'm half Cuban, and so that's on my dad's side.
Shout out to
Yeah, Cuba.
I love it. Are you bilingual?
I wouldn't say bilingual.
Okay.
But I'm working on it.
I heard how you pronounce that. That thing is like,
Yeah.
look like
nice
you go
and
to the
spicy.
islands.
I look a little indigenous.
There you go. Yeah. I love it.
But yeah, so my family is real rich in their culture, very strong set of people on both ends. And so growing up, I grew up mostly on my mother's side. So very strong, moral, African, just family, just very strong. So that's how I was brought up. I treat all my friends like that. I have a very strong presence with them as well. And then as far as mid teenage years, I played sports.
Okay.
So quite athletic, come from an athletic background actually. Before I get into me, my family on my mother's side plays soccer. Famous actually. My uncle is Calvin Sipway. You can look him up or whatever, but he played for his country. He also played for Greece and all these other.
He ever go to the World Cup?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I never even
You
asked. I
check
just
that
know
out. That's what's up,
he
though.
was that guy, and he's still
Okay.
that guy
Wow.
in Africa. And he stayed.
I love
He
it.
didn't come to stay in the States after my family came out here. But as far as me, I took up after the soccer and the track and field.
Okay.
Was a hurdler. Did the 100.
You did the hurdles.
Did the hurdles.
That's one of the hardest things to me because you gotta. I did hurdles too, and I hated them. I was trash.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not doing that. So I stuck with the 100.
Okay.
I didn't like the long. I just did the hundreds, kept them. But I didn't get about the hurdle is that you had to run through the hurdle. I was hopping. I couldn't stop the hop, bro. I'm not like you're supposed to run through it.
Yes.
And I just couldn't. I'm looking like Mario Brothers, jumping over the turtles and stuff like that. And my coach was like, "Nah, bro.
Nah, this ain't
get
it."
to the 100.
Well, I did AAU track when we moved out here to Texas in 2001.
Yeah.
I came out here to Texas, originally from Virginia. Shout out to VA 703.
Okay, Virginia.
But I've been here for a while. And when we moved out here, my mom was like, "Oh, we got to keep y'all busy." So she put us in AAU track. Well, I was gifted enough to train with an Olympian, Joyner. I think that she was a Joyner family. Yeah.
Really?
And she trained me. She and her husband and her children trained me in the hurdles.
Whoa.
So.
Oh, yeah, that's bloodline right there.
Yeah, it was a nice experience training with them. Actually, in Mansfield.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so, did you go to college?
A little bit.
Okay, went in and be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So how was that like? How was that part of your life? Was that like
college was tough. I went into college wanting to do dentistry. And honestly through my whole high school years I was like, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a dentist, And then I got there, and 2009 is when I graduated high school to go to college. I went to Texas A&M at Corpus Christi. Shout out Islanders.
Okay.
And then it was an experience. I didn't stay long because I got caught up in being, the college lifestyle.
Oh yeah, you definitely got
you
definitely got hit with that college life.
The college life.
Yeah. You didn't pledge or nothing?
I didn't want to pledge.
Yeah.
I thought about it. It wasn't HBCU.
You pledged what I pledged? Me-Fi, all by me. I bet on me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing my letters.
Okay.
No, but I love the brotherhood and the sisterhood that they all have. Though. I'm kind of jealous of that. When I see it, and they do got the secret handshakes, and they're like, yeah. What are you pledging? I'm like, dang, that's kind of cool. But decided to leave in college.
Yeah.
Then what you do after that?
So with college, it just I stayed for about almost 2 years, and then it kind of financially struggled. My mom was struggling to help pay with it. So, and then on top of that, I wasn't really doing well. I tried my hardest, and she was like, well, just come back home. So I went to community college, TCC, in Fort Worth, the location that they had in Fort Worth. And after that, I was like, I don't know if this is what I want to do. I don't even know if I want to be in the medical field. And, African parents and, they're like, you have to do something in the medical field. You have to have good.
I thought that was that's
a real thing.
Because they got the medical joint on lock.
It's a real thing.
What's up, man?
Either medical, you have to be somebody.
Yeah.
And it's not a force. It's kind of like when you're growing up, if you're not anybody, you're nothing. Dang. So you have to do something. You have to figure it out.
Or you're a zero.
And Crazy thing, my mom, she got her associates. She didn't get her bachelor's or anything. My mom was business savvy. She went to the military. She served the military. And that's all I knew. I knew she was a hustler. I knew she moved. You know what I mean? She was never really home because she was, supporting her children and everything. So she did get her associates in radiology. So that's good.
Okay.
It's medical field,
Okay.
but quickly diverted into this business here that I'll talk about shortly. But
But I definitely want to, because I can see
mm-hmm.
the roots of where because I can understand now, like where the hustle and grind and grit is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, you went through, you're still in transition, and you start working.
So transition. She was like, "Listen, I was working. I also had my son too. I had my son
Okay.
early.
Okay.
I had him in high school. So and
Okay.
yeah,
We definitely missed that big event.
Yeah. Trying to speed up the process a little bit, but if you want to go there, we can go.
No, but that's a big one, because
Yeah.
that's a life changing.
Yeah.
And so, what grade were you in?
I was a sophomore when
Okay.
I had him. So
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
So but you finished.
I finished.
That's
I
good.
finished early. Because my mother was in the military, and because my mother, we moved around. We moved all around the
Okay.
country, and she was like, she felt safe by putting us behind a grade.
Got you.
And I'm like, why? But I actually graduated on time, so I spent 3 years instead of 4 years in high school.
Okay. So you got through it quickly.
Through it very quickly.
And then did you go directly into the workforce, or were you an entrepreneur? Were you in the work? What did you do after
So when I had him, I did go straight into the workforce. I was working at Subway as my first
that?
job.
Okay. Eat fresh.
Yep, Subway, and I made a lot of money. I worked a lot of hours. I'm like, and at the time I thought that was a lot of money.
Okay.
But I made a lot of money, and then
How long was you there?
I was there for about 2 years.
Oh, so you have a good work ethic.
Yeah, I do have really good
Okay,
work ethic.
but you had 2 years just
Yeah.
busting open them Subway sandwiches. You
Yes.
was with it.
Oh, and I was fast too.
Yeah. Okay. So then after that, where'd you go?
After that, that's when I went out to college and I blew all my money.
Got you. Blew all the parties.
I blew all my money.
All the parties. Turn it up.
Turn it up. And it's so funny because a lot of the friends that I made didn't have money when they got there. I had that money when I got there and I spent it. I was like, here, buy this beer. We're going to turn up. We're going to turn up.
You just started wilding.
I was wilding because
You never experienced that?
I didn't get a chance to experience that in school. I was a mother.
Yeah. So you wild out. That's what's up.
But I learned quickly. I learned so quick.
I definitely I just commend you because now that I hear the story a little bit, it's connecting. And what brings me to your mom, and that's why we have the 2.0. So we're gonna find out about the 1.0.
Yeah.
So talk to us about your mom and kind of like what happened and what made you decide to keep her name strong alive right now.
Okay. So I was in cosmetology after I left college, went to community college, got into cosmetology. She was like, you got to do something.
Yeah.
And at first she didn't even want me to do it. She was like, listen, you're going to have to find something you're passionate about. I knew I was passionate about hair. And then I added makeup. So I was like, I'm going to convince this woman. How do I convince this woman to be a hairstylist or to go to cosmetology school? Because it was a big no.
Yeah.
So it was Halloween time, and she wanted to be an avatar, the blue character.
Oh, wow.
So I did her all up. And she was like, okay, you can go to school for that. So
wow.
Right?
That's how you got
it. And that was aside from what you said about the 2.0. But back to her. During that time, she was developing this business, Body Expectations. It actually started in '07 during the recession. While I was still in school, she opened up a small little retail spot in Haslett. Nobody was there. Nobody was thinking about fitness. Nobody was thinking about their health, but she tried to reach out to her demographics. I remember on the weekends handing out stacks of flyers and going to all these suburban neighborhoods in the Texas heat, just, soliciting and, hey, come. And then boom, the recession, like completely dead. And she had to shut down that business. But she never stopped.
Kept going.
And kept going. And some family members was like, oh, Josie, her name's Josephine. Josie, or they would call her Doyen, her native name, her tribe name. They'll be like, Doyen, just give it up. And this woman never stopped. She was like, no, I need at least one customer. She opened that thinking people was just gonna fly through the door, had chambers of commerce and everybody come in. Not only one person came and joined that building, and I watched that, but I also seen her keep going. So when she shut those doors down, she was like, all right, let's hit the park. So she hit the park in Haltom City, and it was literally her children, her brother, and that's it. And whoever she saw, because it was popular, people would walk throughout the day, and she was just like working us out. People were like, oh my gosh, what is this? And then it started off with her talking about it. Then it started off with her going to get her signage made. And it was Body Expectation. I wish I could show you the old logo. It was like a guy flexing his arms. But
Yeah.
this is much better, actually, clean.
Yeah.
But scripted, just old school, like gritty, and people just started coming.
Yeah.
And so she was like, oh, I got 15 people.
It's growing.
I got 20 people.
Okay.
I need to look for a building now. So she goes and she gets a building, and we have a good time. The building was established in 2013.
Okay.
So
Older
from
building.
so from 2007-8 to 2013,
Wow.
and she never stopped.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
Grind is real.
The grind was real, and I was like, dang, this woman, she really getting it. She settled in one of these little shopping centers in North Richland Hills, and everybody loved my mom.
Yeah.
She was such a strong presence, but caring, and everybody just wanted to be around Josie. Her demographics was surprisingly Hispanics. They loved her,
She felt that Cuban.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Cuban love. Yeah.
Exactly. And, that was the majority of her people.
Wow.
And, they're a tight community within
But
themselves.
You get one, you get them all, though.
Exactly.
For sure.
So that happened, and then competition came. So the Zumba competition came next door, and it was a conflict. So my mother picked up her stuff and moved to another building and thrived there, and stayed there for a long time. Yeah. And then from there, she went to Keller. Was that Watauga? She went to Watauga and had an even bigger studio, and carried on there. So it just kept growing. Now, I would say her business, because I became more on the business side. I became more business savvy as I started to see things grow.
Gotcha.
We would bounce ideas. She would
Yeah.
call me for ideas. Hey, my mom would not sleep. She always had an idea.
Idea,
She
yeah.
always had
She's a
an idea.
dreamer.
She's a big dreamer.
I love it. Shout out to the dreamers in the world.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. I'm a dreamer as well. So I get
Yes.
it from my mama. But
Yeah.
she just dreamed big, and I saw the vision. I literally saw it as clear as day. But for me, because I'm younger and she's kind of like that old school, I'd be like, hey, you got to do it this way. This is
Yeah.
how we're moving. You know, we're in 2015. We got social media going on. We got
Right.
all these different things, and we need to change with the times, Mom. She's like, no. I want to keep it here. My people. She was such a communicative person
Yeah.
that she didn't necessarily care about the ticket amount, and I'm trying to grow her ticket amount. You know what I
Got
mean?
you.
But she wanted to keep her people there. I was like, just grandfather them. Like, what are we talking about? Let's get this business going. This is a perfect idea. Like, who is out here really doing boot camp style like you? Nobody's like you. Oh, you got CrossFit, but
Right.
nobody
No, that's
is
true.
body expectations. Like, and everybody loves you. So, she would take that advice and kind of go with it. But yeah, that's just
Mom
that.
was that. So
Mom was that girl.
So I know, fast forward to,
Mm-hmm.
2022.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly, if you don't mind sharing, if you don't, we can still skip through that part. I just want
Yeah. Was it 2022? What year are we in? 2025. Dang, it was 2022.
You know how I know? Yeah. You told me.
Yeah, it was 2022.
Yeah.
It's such a, sorry you guys, it's very touchy because it's sudden. It wasn't, It was like a thing that nobody ever would thought would happen.
Yeah.
2022. So let's fast forward. Let's talk about April, because it happened April in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Her favorite basketball team, Lakers. It was a Lakers game, and she raved about this game. We were gonna beat. I think it was playoffs.
Okay.
It was a playoffs entry game or
Yeah.
whatever. And I think they were playing Memphis that year.
Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Grizzlies. And she was just going at it. Raving on social media, posting her in her jersey. Like, those are her last scenes of everybody seeing her smile and dancing. And it's so funny because before she passed, she always said, I'm going to go out dancing. That one, because she loves to dance. Everybody knows she's a dancing queen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's so crazy. Like, we watched the game. I was out with my best friend, and we were at a bar, and it was just an awkward day. Like, the whole day was just awkward on my end.
Mm-hmm.
I can only tell my story from my end.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my mother, like, I just knew she had a good day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the Lakers about to play. We're about to watch the game. The
Yeah.
game is on. We won. And I get a call from my son, and he's screaming. I get a call, and we're at the bar, and somebody trying to fight us at the bar. And I'm like, I'm too grown to be fighting now.
Right,
Like, why am I
right.
fighting? Like, but I was on whatever.
Right.
I was on whatever.
Shout out to Destiny in the back laughing, her bestie over there.
Yeah, I was ready for whatever, but we're at the bar, and I just get these calls, and I just instantly knew. I instantly knew. I was like, and I dropped to the floor, and she was like, what is happening? I said, we got to go right now. My mother had a lake house in Azle with her husband out there, right? And, my son is like, something's wrong with Nana. Something's wrong. And I was just like, we got to go. I prayed like nobody's business. Like, and she was just like, oh my gosh, my friend's finna lose it. She's losing. I was just going in like it was a fight. Like I knew my mom was battling something and I just didn't know what exactly happened. So we get to the hospital and my aunt and everybody's just mourning, crying, and I just like was so dizzy. It was such a thing, like so dizzy. And I fell to the floor because I just knew. I was like, Lord, whatever's happening, because again, I'm not in the room yet. Whatever's happening, I hope she can fight through it. She's a warrior. This is a warrior we talking about. And I get there, my aunt-in-law, she's like, come on, come say goodbye to your mother. I said, oh, what? What are we talking about here? Like,
So what happened?
so she just dropped after the Lakers game. It was like midnight, right? Midnight. And she told my sister is 15 at the time, told her, hey, get ready to go to bed. You got school in the morning, you know. My sister closed her door. That was it.
What happened?
She just dropped in the kitchen floor.
But did
No signs of
nothing?
nothing. No signs of anything from what we know at that
Got
time.
you.
So
And they haven't found nothing.
and no.
Wow.
So the autopsy, when it came back months later, they said that it was a heart disease, underlying heart disease, and then the cause of death was hypertension.
Hypertension.
Stress, silent killer.
Wow.
So it's like, you guys, it is what it is. We
Yeah.
can't be stressing about life. My mom,
Too blessed to be stressed. For real.
man, too blessed to be stressed. When people stress me, I'd be like, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah. You know why?
You got it.
It's important. I never forget, and thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. I know that's tough for me to talk about my mom. But, you know, I get this thing all the time that I don't understand. But people say, Dream, I just got to be around you, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even care if I'm just sitting somewhere. You always on some high vibrations, right? Like, I got to be around you. Because when I'm around you, good things come my way. You know what I'm saying? I start listening and I get reminded that God is still with me. And you know what I'm saying? And that's how, when I first met you,
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about our story,
Yeah.
but when I first met you, boom, you see,
Yeah.
and that's how I am.
Yeah.
You never knew you end up being boom. But I've always been there, and that's probably what your mom was.
Yes.
And you're now
Yes.
helping people
do the
to
same.
do that. So, which brings me to the business. All right,
Yes,
so
the
I've been looking
business.
forward to this, to talking about it, and know we got a little bit of time left.
Yes.
But I just want you to share your story. And Body B 2.0.
So it's body expectation. BE is just,
The
body.
B body expectation, I got it. In the 2.0, I got got you. And you're gonna carry mom's legacy.
And I'm
on.
carrying mom's legacy. I
love
think that she, from our talks, her vision, what she wanted to do for the business, it was just beginning.
So can we have a cheers to mom?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, with these juices
Yes,
that you.
shout out to the
you know what
juice.
I'm
So
saying,
I
that you're
also
juicing?
juice you guys.
So hold on, we're gonna talk about it, right? So this is the juice.
Okay.
This is which one is this one?
This one's the watermelon.
Here, let me get that. Let
Okay.
me get that cheers
Okay.
for you. This one time.
I'm a lefty, but
One
we'll go
time for
right.
mom.
Cheers. Okay.
Cheers to mom.
So you got
Ooh, hold on.
watermelon, ginger, pineapple, mint.
Man, hold on. Now,
Really
that's
good.
fire. I
Yeah.
definitely. I love the mint.
Yes, the mint.
The mint. I never had the mint to infuse with that. That's dope.
Mint is good for stress. Okay. And also gut, help with digestion
Okay.
as well.
Good.
Same thing with the ginger. Pineapple hydration, watermelon hydration, pineapple hydration, skin. So yeah.
So okay, so let's talk about it. Now you're doing personal training now.
I am doing personal training. I got my certification last year, so I'm about a year and a half in
Good.
professionally.
Good. Come on.
Yes.
Don't play with them.
Yes.
So okay, and do you have too many clients, or are you still taking on clients?
I'm still taking on clients. Would love to do one-on-ones. I'm very personable. I'm very motivative. And I like that intimacy between one another, but I also give a great group session.
Okay.
So I do offer group sessions as well.
And then you offer the juice services?
I do offer juice and meal prep.
Oh, you do meal prep. I was
I
about
do-
to ask you that because
Yes.
you're a chef.
I am also a chef. I
I
do
thought
have
you said that when we talked the other day.
Yes. Okay. So I took up catering because my mom, aside from her business, she had a venue, so she would rent out her lake house and do events, and I was the caterer for her events.
Got
Yeah,
you.
so
This is gonna work out really well because we do a lot of events. Mm-hmm. As you seen the other night. How'd you like the event the other night?
I loved it. It was
liked it?
such a how do you call it?
Was it a vibe?
It was a vibe. It was intimate and very informative. I already started connecting with some of the people there afterwards. So great movement. You guys have to come next Monday.
Yeah, we do it every other Monday, man. Every other Monday.
Yes.
Shout out to Don Diego.
Yes.
You missed Don when he played. You came in, but I was very happy to see you come in.
Thank you.
And it's so funny how life works, how we met, right? We'll never forget the story.
No.
I know we gotta get out here, but
Yeah.
I know people are dying to go ahead and get in contact with you. And I will say, for anybody that's listening, amazing spirit. That's why I want to take so much time on her story. You know, in the service-based business, we're actually follow. There's a lot of personal trainers out there.
Yeah.
But to be with somebody that you can just vibe with and have this much passion, and you getting it, from your mother, and you just kind of carry on. So you probably have your mother's spirit with you right
most
now.
definitely. I break down and cry sometimes, because it's so.
Because you see
I'm
your
so
mom,
connected.
you're seeing your mom do it, and then you're doing
And
it.
I'm
You're like,
doing it.
oh,
Like, I'm doing
Are
it.
you doing it through me? And it's
Yeah.
probably happening.
Yeah. It just overtakes me.
And people need to know that
Yeah.
because health is over wealth. We talk about making this money all the time, but to be honest with you, we need to be concentrating on our health so we can make the money.
Most definitely.
And I love that you're very knowledgeable on nutrition.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for me. So how can we get in contact with you? If somebody wanted to book you for a personal training session right here, give me a little small commercial break.
So I am a mobile personal trainer.
Okay.
And or group. I will be posting about the boot camps that I will be hosting this summer. It's never too hot. It's never a not a good time to get into your fitness. I don't care if it's rain, slow, sleet, whatever. We're gonna get it. So I'll be posting about that. You may follow me on I am _Sade, SADA. Okay, _ on Instagram, and you'll find me there. DM me if you are serious about your fitness goals. That's how you can reach me about that. But like I said, I will be posting about location. I did move a little bit south, to the Mansfield area.
You moved in a good area. I don't even know if you knew what you did, but you did it.
I did. Okay.
Oh, no, you did it.
I did.
We talked about that. Your brother,
Yes.
Your brother got you.
Thank you.
Did you know you was gonna get a new brother?
No, but I'm always
Come on,
open
you got
to
family. You got a new brother
family.
in the building. You know
Most
what I'm saying?
definitely.
Shout out to the family. Shout out to
Thank you,
everybody
guys.
that's rocking with my sister. Listen, take care of yourself. Take care of your
Yeah.
business. Definitely follow her again on social media. Are you talking about personal training, health, and wellness on social media so we can learn?
So I need to start doing that. I'm trying to get better with speaking about it, because I
Okay.
can do all day, but I need to inform now. It's time to inform.
Yeah. So shout out to
Yeah.
the coaches of the world, because she will now be coached and mentored by yours truly. You know what I'm saying? But Dream Media is in the building for you guys that's needing anything as far as web
Yes.
development, social media, graphic design, content creation. Just understand the business. We are here for you, and we're here for the community. So definitely
Yes.
follow us, follow my sister right here.
Yes.
And I just want to say thank you,
Thank you, Dream. Thank you.
thank you for coming through today.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. This your boy Dream with Dream Motivates. Listen, Dream Media Agency is here for you. Keep God first and
Yes.
out earn the problem. Your health is over your wealth. One time for my sister. Let's get it.
Thank you.